Have you ever had one of those dreams where you wake up, but you're not really awake? A dream where everything you thought was real turns out to be a carefully constructed lie. Now, imagine breaking out of that dream only to find yourself in the middle of a nightmare that has been reality for centuries. That's where our story begins. The hiss of hydraulics is the first real sound you ever heard. For your entire life, the world has been the gentle, sterile hum of recycled air and artificial lights. But now, a colossal metal door, thick enough to survive the end of the world, groans open, and the world rushes in to meet you. The air. It's a shock to the system. It's cool and sharp, carrying a scent you've never known, the smell of dust, decay, and something strangely alive. It's a stark difference from the filtered nothingness of Vault 47. The world outside is impossibly vast, a sprawling canvas of cracked tarmac and weeds so stubborn they've managed to reclaim the ruins of a forgotten age. Your first few steps feel clumsy, your boots crunching on a sea of broken glass and debris. The sun, a real sun, is hazy behind a veil of what you can only guess is radioactive dust, and it casts a strange, golden light on the skeletal remains of buildings all around you. Each step forward is a step away from the only life you've ever known. A plunge into a wilderness that whispers of both untold dangers and incredible wonders. Up ahead you see what's left of an old neighborhood. The frames of houses stand like silent skeletons, their empty windows staring out like hollow eyes. In the distance, a skyscraper that must have once scraped the heavens now leans at a worrying angle, its top floors simply sheared off by some ancient, unimaginable force. The only sign of life seems to be the birds, or at least things that look like birds, circling the highest ruins, their lonely cries echoing through the empty streets. You're not just a person anymore. You're a wanderer. Every footstep is a quiet promise to yourself to uncover the secrets of this broken land, driven by the simple, desperate need for food, for shelter, for survival. As you creep cautiously through the ruins, your senses are on a knife's edge. Every little sound, every flicker of movement is magnified in the oppressive silence. A sudden rustling sound snaps your attention to the shadows of a collapsed building. A figure emerges, and your hand flies to your weapon. But it's not what you expected. It's a robot, a Mr. Handy model. Its 3 mechanical arms whirry softly as it floats towards you. A single, round eye glows with a gentle, welcoming light. Its voice, when it speaks, crackles with age and a touch of static. "Well, hello there," it says, sounding genuinely surprised. "It's been a fair while since I've seen a fresh face. I'm Mr. Handy, at your service. What can I do for you on this?" "Well, on this fine day in the wasteland," you exchange a few cautious words with the machine, learning it has been dutifully waiting here for years, its human masters long since turned to dust. Despite the crushing loneliness, it remains stubbornly upbeat, programmed to serve and assist. It offers you a place to rest, a small, nearby building. It has managed to keep in one piece a tiny sanctuary in an ocean of chaos. You follow it, and as you walk, the world seems to slow down, each step a soothing rhythm against the haunting backdrop of the apocalypse. The sun begins its slow descent, painting the sky in fiery colors and casting long shadows that creep across the ground like grasping fingers. The air grows cool, and you can hear the first faint stirrings of the things that hunt in the night. Inside the shelter, a small fire crackles away, its flickering light dancing on the walls in a warm, comforting ballet. You slump down, the bone-deep weariness of your first day of freedom finally catching up with you. Mr. Handy prepares a simple meal, and the smell of heated rations mixes with the smoky scent of the fire. As you eat, you listen to the robot's soft, humming voice as it tells you tales of the old world, stories of hope and despair, of resilience and loss, weaving a tapestry of a time you can barely imagine, a reminder of what was lost, and perhaps what could one day be again. The fire pops and spits, the sound a gentle lullaby pulling you towards sleep. Your eyelids feel heavy, the weight of the day pressing down on you. You lie back, feeling the warmth of the fire on your skin, letting the robot stories and the strange sounds of the wasteland wash over you. In that quiet moment, just before sleep finally takes hold, you dream of the adventures still to come, of the places you will see and the people you might meet. The wasteland is a terrifying, beautiful monster, and your journey has only just begun. With the stars twinkling through a crack in the ceiling and the gentle hum of your new robotic friend nearby, you finally rest, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. You wake to that same persistent hum. Mr. Handy is pottering about. Its mechanical arms worry as it tidies up. The last embers of the fire cast a dim, weak light across the small room. As you sit up and rub the sleep from your eyes, you notice them. Around the edges of the room lie several grotesque, oversized insects, their carapaces gleaming with a sickly, oily sheen. Rodraces, they lie in twisted, broken heaps, clear evidence of a battle that happened while you slept, completely oblivious. Mr. Handy hoovers over, a cleaning attachment already sweeping away the insect remains. Good morning, wanderer. I do hope you slept well. We had some rather uninvited guests in the night, but rest assured, they've been dealt. A cold shiver trickles down your spine. The sight of the dead creatures is a stark reminder of just how naive you are, how little you know about the dangers lurking just outside this small circle of safety. Tucked away in Vault 47, you were shielded from all this. Now, you realize you are completely unprepared. As you gather your bits and bobs, Mr. Handy approaches you again, its single eye dimming with what seems like concern. I regret to inform you that my duties require me to remain here and maintain this sanctuary. However, I can guide you to a nearby house. You should find some rations and a stim pack there to aid you on your way. The robot gives you coordinates, which you dutifully tap into your Pip-Boy's map. It's not far, just a short walk to the east. Be careful out there, wanderer, it warns. The wasteland doesn't play fair. You nod, feeling a strange mix of gratitude and creeping fear. With your destination marked, you step back out into the world. The early morning light is pale, casting long, distorted shadows across the desolate landscape. The air is cool and still carries that faint smell of ash and decay. As you make your way through the ruins, the remnants of the old world tell their silent stories. Rusted-out cars line the cracked streets, Like steel skeletons, buildings with crumbling facades stand like solemn gravestones for a lost civilization. You move with a new caution, every sound amplified in the stillness, the distance scuttling from within empty houses, making the hairs on your neck stand up. After what feels like an age, you finally reach the street Mr. Handy mentioned. The house is on the corner. Whose does it side? Its roof has partially collapsed, but the main structure seems solid enough. You approach slowly, your hand hovering over your weapon. Inside, it's eerily quiet. Dust motes dance in the shafts of sunlight that pierce through the broken windows. You search the rooms, the crunch of rubble under your boots the only sound. In the dark corner of one room, you find a chest with the intense focus of a child concentrating on a difficult puzzle. Your tongue sticking out slightly, you manage to pick the lock. It pops open to reveal the promised rations and the stim pack. The food is stale, but it's food. The medical supplies bring a wave of reassurance. With your new supplies secured, you take a moment to rest. The ruined house, for all its decay, offers a fleeting sense of security, a small haven in the vast, unforgiving wilderness. As you sit there, in the quiet, you think about the journey ahead. The wasteland is a place of both death and discovery, of forgotten stories, just waiting for someone to read them. You feel a new resolve hardening inside you, a determination to navigate this world and uncover its secrets. Rested and resupplied, you step back outside. The wasteland stretches out before you, an endless expanse of decayed grandeur and forgotten dreams. Your journey continues, the landscape slowly shifting from the skeletal remains of suburban streets to the more densely packed ruins of what must have once been a bustling city center. The air gets thicker here, heavy with the smell of old concrete and rust. Every so often, the distant rumble of a collapsing structure echoes through the streets, a constant reminder of the world's fragility. The streets are a graveyard of lives cut short. Abandoned bicycles lie rusting. Children's toys are scattered and broken, and shop fronts with shattered windows reveal interiors that were looted long ago. Every step takes you deeper into a world that feels both alien and hauntingly familiar. Around midday, the sun is high and oppressive. You need to find shelter from the heat. You find yourself standing before what was once a grand library. Its facade is scarred by time, but the large double doors are slightly ajar, as if inviting you in. Inside, it's a vast labyrinth of knowledge. Miraculously, the shelves still hold countless books, survivors of the apocalypse. The air is cool and dry, filled with the musty, comforting scent of aged paper. Your footsteps echo softly as you walk through the aisles, your eyes scanning the spines of books that tell tales of a world you never knew. In a far corner, you find a small reading nook. You sink into one of the dusty chairs, letting the silence of the library wash over you. It's a strange sort of peace. As you rest, you notice a door marked "Staff Only" is slightly ajar. Curiosity gets the better of you. The room beyond is a cluttered office, a mess of papers and books. As you sift through the chaos, looking for anything useful, your fingers brush against a faded envelope, half hidden under a stack of old newspapers. On the front, in delicate handwriting, are the words "asterisk, to whom it may concern asterisk." Your hands tremble slightly as you open it. The paper is fragile, the ink a little faded, but the words are still clear. As you read, a chill runs down your spine. Asterisk, to whom it may concern. Asterisk, asterisk, if you are reading this, then the world as we knew it is over. My name is Dr. Warren. Before the bombs fell, I was a researcher at the New York Institute of Technology. We were working on a project of monumental importance, a project called Genesis. It was designed to be a beacon of hope, a chance to rebuild everything we lost. The project is housed in a secure facility beneath the Institute, accessible via a hidden entrance in the basement. The access code is 4729. Project Genesis contains the data, the technology, that could restore some semblance of civilization. If you have the means, I implore you, find it, use it for the greater good. The future is uncertain, but hope is not lost. Asterisk, asterisk, good luck. Asterisk, asterisk, sincerely, asterisk, asterisk, Dr. Warren, asterisk, the letter makes your heart beat a little faster, a hidden facility, a project that could save the world. It feels like a calling, a purpose that goes far beyond just surviving from one day to the next. You carefully fold the letter and tuck it safely into your pack. Leaving the library, you set your sights on the New York Institute of Technology. The journey will be long and dangerous, but the promise of Project Genesis ignites a fire inside you as night begins to fall, painting the sky in deep shades of orange and purple. You find shelter in a small, intact building. By the dim glow of your torch, you pull out the letter and read it again and again, committing every word to memory. The wasteland is vast and unforgiving, but now, for the first time, you have a direction. You have a goal. With that thought, you drift into a deep, restful sleep, dreaming of a world reborn. The next morning, you wake to the pale light of dawn filtering through the cracks in the walls. With renewed determination, you set out towards the Institute. As you walk, a nagging thought begins to burrow into the back of your mind. You don't actually know what year it is. The bombs fell in 2077. You knew that much. But how much time had passed since? How many generations had lived and died while you were safe? Or so you thought. In Vault 47, Vault 47. Your home. It was a place of secret and control. The overseers had been incredibly strict. No talking about the past. No history lessons. There were no clocks. No calendars. It was as if time itself was forbidden knowledge. As a child, you never questioned it. The strange rhythms of vault life felt normal. But now, out here, the questions you never dared to ask are screaming for answers. The vault wasn't a shelter. It was an experiment. A twisted laboratory where the very concept of time was the variable. You remember the inconsistencies. Days that seemed to stretch on for an eternity, followed by nights that were over in a flash. It was like the overseers were playing God, pulling the strings of time itself, just to see how their puppets would dance. The revolution started when the truth came out. You were the one who found the documents hidden away in a forgotten corner, revealing the sinister nature of the experiment. The vault dwellers had been split into groups, each subjected to a different day-night cycle, all to study the psychological effects. The realization that you were all nothing more than lab rats in a cruel experiment sparked a fury that burned through the vault. The revolution was swift and brutal. In the chaos that followed, while everyone was fighting over who should be the new leader, you saw your chance. You escaped, driven by a desperate need to find the truth of the world outside. Now, navigating the ruins, those memories feel more vivid than ever. How long had you been in there? What had that manipulation of time done to you? You pause for a moment, the weight of it all pressing down. You check your Pip-Boy, but the ancient device offers no answers about the date. It only shows the way to the Institute. As you walk, you try to piece together your life. But it's like trying to assemble a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing. Faces of friends and loved ones flash in your mind, their features blurred by uncertainty. How many of them had suspected something was wrong, but had been too afraid to speak up? The journey is long, but you push forward, driven by the hope that somewhere out there you'll find the answers you're looking for. The wasteland may be a harsh and unforgiving place, but it's also a place of freedom. Freedom to forge your own path, and freedom to seek the knowledge that was denied to you for so long. Your path takes you through the skeletal heart of the old city. You pass a collapsed overpass, forcing you to scramble over a mountain of twisted metal and rubble. On the other side is what looks like an old market square. The stalls are empty now, their awnings tattered and faded. A rusted sign creaks softly in the breeze. The sight reminds you of the makeshift markets in the vault. Those brief moments of community in an otherwise oppressive world. Out here, there is only a profound sense of isolation. In T-Square, another building has survived better than the rest. The faded letters above the entrance read Municipal Library. You push open the heavy doors and step inside. The air is cool and musty, a sanctuary of forgotten knowledge. As you wander the aisles, you find a small room, cluttered with overturned chairs and scattered papers. You sit at a dusty table, the reality of the time experiment still heavy on your mind. You pull out Dr. Warham's letter again, its words a beacon of purpose. As you go to put it away, you notice a faded piece of paper sticking out of a dusty old book, used as a bookmark. You pull it free. It's another handwritten note. Asterisk to the finder of this note. Asterisk, asterisk. My name is Robert Blackwell. If you're reading this, I'm long gone. I was one of the last librarians here. I found something that could change everything. A hidden vault, Vault 124, right here beneath the city. It's filled with pre-war technology and research, medical advancements, energy solutions, things we desperately need. The entrance is hidden beneath the old central station through a series of tunnels. The access code is 9238. If you can find it, you might just find the tools to help rebuild our world. Asterisk, asterisk. Good lass. Asterisk, asterisk. Robert Blackwell. Asterisk. A new thrill of excitement shoots through you. Another vault. Another chance. The path ahead just got more complicated, but it's also filled with so much more hope. You update your Pip-Boy map and set off from the library, your steps lighter than before. As you navigate the ruins, they no longer feel so desolate. Now, they feel full of potential. By midday, you find yourself near the grand, decaying facade of Central Station. Inside, the vast hall is a cavern of shadows and echoes. Following the note's directions, you find a concealed door behind a collapsed ticket booth. You push it open and step into the tunnels. The air is cool and damp. Using your Pip-Boy's light to guide you, you navigate the dark passageways until you reach a reinforced door stamped with the emblem of Vault. Vault 124 is both familiar and strikingly different from Vault 47. The corridors are wider, the ceilings higher. The first room is a control center filled with dormant consoles. A single terminal on a desk is still active. You access it, and while the files are fragmented, you piece together that this vault was indeed a repository for advanced science. In a secured room at the back, you find shelves lined with documents and prototypes. A thick binder catches your eye. Project Genesis detailed plans. As you flick through it, a folded piece of paper falls out. It's another note from Dr. Warren. Asterisk, dear Robert. Asterisk. Asterisk. Project Genesis is coming along nicely. It is our best hope for a new beginning. How are things progressing with the advanced prototype? Is it nearly ready to integrate? Dr. Warren. The Etor. According to the schematics in the binder, it was a device that could transform the wasteland, bringing light and life back to the darkness. Following the directions, you head deeper into the vault, through abandoned labs and workshops, until you reach a locked science lab. You manage to override the lock, and the door hisses open. Inside, the lab is dimly lit by a single source of light. In the center of the room, on a pedestal sits an object about the size of your fist. It pulses with a gentle, blue glow, emitting a soft, musical hum. You approach it cautiously, then reach out and take it. A warm energy pulses through your fingers. This small, glowing object holds the power to change everything. With the Eternicore safely in your pack, you leave the vault. The journey to the Institute of Technology takes you through a more open, desolate terrain. Suddenly, you stumble into an area infested with You crouch low, moving as quietly as you can, the clicking and scraping of their bodies sending shivers down your spine. You manage to sneak past them, your heart pounding, only to be stopped in your tracks by a low, guttural growl. Ahead of you, a giant, mutated black bear emerges from the shadows, its eyes glowing with a menacing light. You freeze, but the snap of a twig under your foot gives you away. Its head snaps in your direction, and it lets out a deafening roar. You turn and run. The bear thunders after you, its growls shaking the very ground. You spot an old bunker and sprint for it, diving inside just as the bear crashes against the entrance. But it follows you in its massive form, filling the narrow space. You scramble to the back, climbing a set of shelves and pulling yourself up through a hole in the collapsed roof. You escape just as the bear smashes the shelves to splinters below. Thinking fast, you run around to the front of the bunker, grab a heavy metal spade from the ground, and with all your might, you wedge the door shut, trapping the furious beast inside. As you're catching your breath, you hear shouts. A gang of raiders has spotted you. They give chase, firing their weapons. In a moment of desperate genius, you sprint back to the bunker, yank the spade free, and hide behind the now open door. The raiders charge inside, straight into the enraged trapped bare. Chaos erupts. You don't wait to see the outcome. You slip away, running until the sounds of screaming and roaring fade into the distance. You find a safe place to rest for the night, every muscle in your body aching. The next morning, you finally complete your journey. The New York Institute of Technology is a sprawling, silent complex. Inside, you find the heart of Project Genesis. Following the instructions from the binder, you carefully place the Eternacori into the central device. As you activate it, a deep hum of energy fills the air. Lights flicker to life all around you. The entire building awakens, powered by the Eternacore's limitless energy. You watch in awe. As machines whir to life, computers blink on, and a palpable sense of hope fills the air. The power to rebuild, to restore, is now real. Understanding the importance of this, you copy all the data about Project Genesis and the Eternacore onto a holodisk. Your mission has changed. This knowledge, this hope, must be shared with the holodisk secure. You settle down to sleep amidst the gentle hum of the revived facility. Outside, the stars seem to twinkle with a new promise. Your journey is far from over. But for the first time since leaving the vault, the future finally holds a glimmer of light. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your night. May you find deep peace and restful sleep. Wishing you the sweetest dreams. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.